life was really tough. Of course, um, starting from the Buhari Diagun administration, but we deliberately do not focus on them because they stayed for a very short time. They had some good interventionist programs. They did a lot of work on public accountability. They were short-lived, so we wouldn't know whether they would have uh, refused to go or if they would have planned a short transition. But we saw Ibrahim Babangida stayed for 8 years. We saw the clamp down on the academia, on intellectual freedom. Um, we saw an era where even the media was also clamped down. Um, and he was playing, like he said, he was playing Maradona with transition, which became obvious that he wasn't willing to go until his khaki fellows eased him out after the very infamous cancellation of that historic election of June 12, 1993 that threw up the late Basharu MKO Abiola. So it was difficult when the university were young activists during Ibrahim Babangida days. There was no freedom anywhere. The media did not have the measure of, in quote, freedom that they have now. Things were pretty difficult. Many of those who are on the stage now misruling the country in one position or the other, many of them were exiled or they were kowtowing to the ills of the military, the khaki people. Under Abacha was no different. Perhaps it was even much worse because political killings thrived under him. Freedom of the media, of the press was totally off. Universities were infiltrated. All unions were infiltrated. You either follow the dictates of the regime or you excuse yourself from the scene, or people just generally disappeared.
The Bureau of Statistics gave us data to say that over 133 million Nigerians are poor. That's assuming that we have 180. Let's even assume that that figure is correct. 133 from 180 million Nigeria. That implies that less than 50 million Nigeria could be said to be comfortable in the country. But the truth of the matter is that the integrity of that data itself is challenged. So for me, if you ask me ordinarily, I will tell you that if they say 133, then take it to minimum 160 to 170. Nigerians are below poverty level. So what does that translate to? What it implies is that these hungry people cannot reason again. So any small change you give them, they forget their reasoning faculty. They go and vote for the person that gives them or that pretend to be generous toward them.
Yeah.
Now it was somebody that cooperated with us so that you can be here today. So you have to cooperate and let the cash come out.
Unfortunately, sir, I can't be found cooperating on such endeavors. It is called corruption. I should channel state money to finance your own campaign. Public funds entrusted to our ministry, never.
Yes, what is your problem now? We are not asking you to bring all the money for your ministry. That is not what we are saying. We are only asking for a fraction of it, and then you can cover it and say it is for one project. Nobody will know. And before you say Jack, we are back for second time. And cover up.
Whether it is whole or part, public funds are not for campaigns. That is corruption.
But before you were born, we have been doing this thing now. Abi, is it your father's money?
I say capital no. You may have been doing it before I was born. That doesn't make it right, and I will not support it. If you don't leave my office now, I will call EFCC for you.
Okay, I will leave. Don't call EFCC, please. Don't call. I will.
Get out! I'm saying no to using public funds for campaigns. I'm saying no to every form of corruption during elections.
Say no to using public funds for campaign corruption. For a better Nigeria, support free and fair elections.
The 1993 elections, which was adjudged the freest and fairest elections held in Nigeria, was not devoid of vote buying. The menace of vote buying and corruption in electoral process inclusive of rigging has worsened over the years. Cases of vote buying was also recorded in the Fourth Republic between 2003 to 2007. In the 2019 general elections, reports show that elections were associated with vote buying and massive rigging, characterized by violence and snatching of ballot boxes.
Good for him, they have burnt him.
Due to the growing trend of corruption in Nigeria's electoral system and the concern for the need to deepen democracy, the rule of law and sustainable development, the Human and Environmental Development Agenda HIDA Resource Center organized an anti-corruption situation room in 2019.
That is acronym for Human and Environment Development Agenda. We are a Lagos-based national non-governmental organization. Our major area of focus is good governance, public accountability, economic justice, environmental justice, and electoral reforms.
The Anti-Corruption Situation Room, which was targeted at charting a roadmap to tackle the menace of vote buying and other electoral malpractices, was held in collaboration with the civil society groups, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), National Orientation Agency (NOA), Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission (ICPC), National Human Rights Commission (NHRC), the Nigeria Police, the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC), media organizations, and other reputable establishments.
Our mandate is deliberately focused on public accountability and also electoral reforms and issues of environment, justice, economic justice, because these are the real pillars of good society. Without public accountability, quality of life will really be tough for people, and we're seeing that all across Nigeria. So while we advocate for public accountability, while we wage war against corruption, we're also not. We're also very cognizant of the fact that the biggest solution to all of the melees of society is that we should have free and fair electoral system that produce credible people, and it produce credible people because there is accountability to the electorate. So when our elections are free and fair, those whom it throws up will understand that the people truly have the power, to renew their mandate or to even snatch it before time. So all of our admonition and advocacy and investigative work will come to null if the electoral process fails to live up to its bidding.
I'm talking to you precisely. You day school office or the
I am happy that I called you all and you came.
Thank you, sir.
And you know that I do not just call for no reason, because I am a person with a purpose.
Yes, tell us.
Election is here again, and it is time for you to make money. See, I have money for you. You only have to do a small thing for us and you'll be rewarded heavily.
Hey, even if there's no vote, you don't enter.
Thank you. I know you will support me. I know you are with me. Share the money, share the money.
Hey.
Thank you, Oga. But please, which money is this? What exactly do we have to do for you?
Yes, tell us.
Okay. You know what? I want you to show them this money at the polling unit so that they know they are getting paid once they press their fingers for us.
You want us to pay people at the polling station?
Correct.
For you?
Correct. Yes,
well,
correct.
That is vote buying, okay?
Don't call it that. It is just the game. And you know it is what the bird eats that it flies with.
It is just the game, eh? Don't you know that vote buying is wrong in every way? What if you get caught? Oga, sorry, I no do. I say no to vote buying and every form of corruption during election. And if you continue with this rubbish, we will inform the police. My people, what do you say?
Hey, we say no to vote buying. We say no to every form of election corruption. We want a free, fair, and credible election. No!
Don't sell your future. Say no to vote buying.
Say no shishi for bribe. Don't say
The theme of the forum was vote trading and other electoral corruption in the 2019 general election, setting agenda for prosecution and reforms. Participants at the 9th Forum of the Anti-Corruption Situation Room, after an exhaustive debate, observed that corruption in the electoral process remained a major impediment to the consolidation of democracy in Nigeria.
We have 30,000 plus polling units for Lagos State. It may not be enough, but of course, there has to be a rationale for doing so. And like I told you, this exercise will be driven by data. We will look at the data. We have set an upper threshold of 750 and a lower threshold of 500 for each polling unit. We will try to achieve that. We cannot do everything in one fell swoop. We hope that in future, when we have more registrants in a particular unit, it will be easy enough to create new polling units in future.
There have been a lot of people who have been cut off from voting, like some who are at the riverine area of Lagos. Many of them have not had access over the years to vote. In some cases, political parties. On our part, we have to go and take them by boat, transport them to the main land, that's the Lagos Island, here for them to come and vote. But now I think they have been catered for so that they can easily go and vote very close to them. And also, it reduces our pain and stress on election day when you make voting accessible to them. I think it's a welcome idea, and I think it's good. It will reduce apathy on the part of Lagos voters.
The Commission has done well, although not yet at their destination, by way there is always room for improvement. But they've done well in terms of technology. There has been improvement by way of BVAS, biometric verification, and also by electronic transmission of the result. That equally is beginning to give people some measure of confidence to say, well, it says by vote we count. So maybe I should go out there. That is beginning to count.
I want to vote for the highest bidder. If they like, they can promise to bring heaven and earth. I won't believe them until they'll bring money.
I think I agree with you. These people know who will win already. I will also just look for the highest bidder and know that I have collected my share from the national cake.
Don't let anyone buy you out. Don't vote because of money. Vote because you support the candidates and you trust that they will fulfill their campaign promises.
You really think it's your votes that bring these people in? You have been fooled.
Yes, I believe my votes and your votes are the one that bring the candidates in. If not, why do they bother to come and campaign to us? Look at how bad our road is. Yet, these politicians come to campaign to us. If our vote doesn't matter, they won't keep coming.
You have a good point there. All of them have come here, including their governorship candidates. But is that not just for show? So that they can see photos for posters and newspapers?
So who is watching the news and reading the newspapers? Is it not you and I?
You have a point though.
They need also.
Do you used to pay for what you don't need?
No, never.
So you see, why are the politicians offering to pay you so you can vote for them? Why are they asking that you take a photo that you voted for them so they can pay you?
Because my vote counts. Everybody, please don't sell your vote. It counts. Vote for the candidate that speaks your mind.
The one you see as sincere and fit to be your leader.
Your vote counts.
If it doesn't count, they won't try to buy it.
Don't sell your vote. Don't be a part of election corruption.
Your vote counts. Don't sell it. If it doesn't count, they won't offer you money. Vote wisely. Avoid all forms of corruption in election process.
This will go a long way at attempting to solve the issue of problems of voter apathy in the state, because we have received complaints by voters, in the course of our enlightenment campaign, that polling units are so far away from them, and they had to trek, distance before they could get to the polling unit. Because we know that over time there have been new settlements where we have a lot of voters. Now that INEC has decided to expand the polling unit, I believe this will go a long way at addressing that issue of voter apathy. However, like I've always said severally, I think it is high time political parties began to take responsibility for the roles that they need to play in the issue of campaigning and for people to come out to vote, because political parties are the direct beneficiaries of any electoral process. So they must do mobilization of their supporters to come out on election day. They should not leave it to government or INEC agencies alone. So I think the political parties must do their own bit, and while government agencies will also do their own bit.
During elections, many people would rather sit down and watch television. Many people prefer to observe holidays during elections. I think it's our responsibility, it's our civic duty to make sure that we come out and vote. Voter apathy is a challenge which we would want to address, and which we have started. This is one of the reasons why we are expanding access to our polling units, so that you will not say because my name is not on the register, or the place is congested, or it's far from my place, and all that. So you can now have access to a place where you can vote. This is one of the main reasons. But beyond that, there is also need for various segments of society to support us by mobilizing their own people, including political parties, mobilize them to come and vote during elections.
Definitely, expansion of polling units will definitely bring in people, because one major thing that the expansion does is that there is a distance in the new polling unit addresses that you have. Some people have been moved to long distance polling units. So with the new with the new polling units that have been brought into place, you will have to go through transfer of your voter's card. And that is what INEC has not addressed.
The people need to be secure. Some people will tell you, I can't go and vote, I don't want to be injured. I don't want to be killed by miscreant thugs all over the whole place. Again, it's a major challenge. There is a need to give them some measure of confidence in terms of their life or property being secure. That is the major challenge, I must confess to you. People will tell me that, see what happened in Anambra, notwithstanding, or despite the fact that there were agitation of IPOP. Well, Anambra election took place at a particular time. Virtually all the security agents in Nigeria were mobilized there. This time we are having election in 37 states, inclusive of the federal capital territory. The implication is that the security is going to thin out. So a lot of flashpoints will come up with nobody to be at the protective end of the voters. So on that ground, again, people can run away and tell me I'm not going to go, particularly in volatile areas.
And it is not just about INEC. It is not only just about police. It is not just only about NSCDC. We have seen now that EFCC is getting involved, ICPC is getting involved, and I think very crucially the NFIU, and I'm happy that you're here, have more to be done in dealing with the issue of both movement and flow of funds, and many of them through the financial institution and non-designated financial institutions, to de-emphasize as much as possible the role of inducement, because it's not just about money. We have some politicians that would also have experiences to share on how electorates also call people in the area of making demands from politicians, and it is not just going to change overnight. It can only change with our mindsets changing, with our approaches to issues changing, with our understanding and of the importance of the election also changing. So that is why for us at HEDA, we just don't like taking positions without consultation.
You're welcome to our station. Thank you for coming.
I should be thanking you for having me. You have found time to receive me out of your very busy schedule. Thank you. And that is why I won't take too much of your time.
Okay, go on.
You see, the election is upon us already. I will need your help.
We're always at your service. Thank you for trusting us.
Yes, we trust you and will take good care of you, more than whatever any others can do.
Thank you. But what exactly do you want? I don't understand you.
Oga DPO, we will take care of you if you look away. Our opponents may have come here ahead, but we give you 5 times whatever they offer. You know our party must win. Oh, it is do or die. What do you say?
I don't understand you. Are you attempting to bribe officers of the law in order to manipulate election for you?
Oga DPO, don't call it bribe. If you call it that, it will look somehow. You just want to help us by looking away, and we take care of you.
Mr. Politician, I won't look away. I want a free and fair election, and I will play my role efficiently. But as for you, if you don't leave my office now, you will be in jail before election day. Leave my office, corrupt politician.
Sorry, Oga. Please don't be angry.
I say no to any form of corruption in the electoral process.
Make Nigeria better. Say no to any form of corruption during election.
The participants in their various presentations also expressed their concern with the fact that vote buying has assumed the status of a culture, way of life, and a pattern in the electoral process and its impact on good governance. The participants also noted that vote buying in elections have become institutionalized across the country and also imbibed by the mainstream political parties.
INEC, the judiciary, and security. The trinity of these three institutions will give Nigeria a different kind of electoral, the kind of election you want to see that happens in other parts of the world. Because in the event that what the EMB ought to have done is unable to do so, or refuses to do so, of course this matter will go to court, the judiciary. The question is, how committed is the judiciary to standing tall and mighty, the defense of democracy and the rule of law? And of course, the security. Security has become a serious issue in election management in our country. And that is a reflection on the level of maturity of our democracy. Because around the world, if you go to Ghana, you don't see huge presence of security during the elections. But here in our country, we have to mobilize the entire security assets of our country in order to conduct elections.
After an intense brainstorming session by the participants, the forum, through the support of a senior advocate of Nigeria, SAN, Mr. Femi Falana, came up with a harmonized report with the aim of drawing a list of possible prosecutions. There were also recommendations made to stakeholders by the participants, which includes the following: that Nigerians need to be mobilized and sensitized against vote trading as a remarkable step to deepening democracy and the rule of law. The electoral law reform should be strengthened to isolate vote buying as a major item which should attract stiffer penalties like long years of imprisonment and banning from participation in future elections for a number of years that are deterrent enough. That INEC should introduce electronic voting with the aim of eliminating vote trading apart from making the vote process more secret and confidential. The INEC, in collaboration with the police, should prosecute those arrested in the last elections for vote buying to serve as deterrents to others and to guarantee transparency in future elections.
They are already planning where the president will come from in 2023. As far as we are concerned, it's going to be status quo. Our challenge is to ensure that we pose a challenge. That's our challenge, to pose a challenge to the status quo. The last point is that, yes, we must have NGOs. Very good. But the NGOs must realize that there is a limit to the struggle for change if you just write reports to please fund us. What is important is the destiny of our country. And that is why we have to address political power very seriously. Because what happened in the last election is that most of those who are on social media, those who voted, have no access to social media. In one state, people go to the polling booth as early as 6 a.m. And so for us who are in the comfort of our comfort zones, we need to learn some lessons from that election.
Corpus, how are you?
We are doing fine, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, as you can see. We just came back from campaigning in the villages across the river, you see, and they really love us.
That's really good for you. I wish you all the best.
Wait now, don't go yet. We even saw some of your people on the campaign trail and we took care of them.
Wow, good for you.
And we will take care of you too. You know you are serving your fatherland and you will be playing a key role in the election process. So we can take care of you so you can help us. And when we enter, we will still take more care of you. You know what I mean, eh?
I don't know what you mean, Oga.
Okay. Just say that the machine is not working so we can use manual process. Then we can work the result in our favor. And we may not even need to do it because the people like us already. But this is just a contingency plan in case our opponents want to play smart. You know what I mean?
You want to pay us to manipulate results for you?
No big deal there now. You know we'll take care of you very well.
No, sir. We are not interested. Nigeria will take care of us.
We say no to inducement to manipulate the election process and results.
We say no to every form of corruption during elections.
A free and fair election will make a better Nigeria that can take care of its people. Say no to inducement and bribery to manipulate elections.
Yet to come on election fraud in Nigeria.
Your entitlement is 50 million. They are cheating you. So still collect this one, but vote your...
Of the law to serve as deterrence to others and avoid future occurrence.
It watch it. And that is why the struggle there is one that is deadly now. Because everybody believes that they are survivor. I wish somehow this thing is even one way or the other truncated. They will die, a lot of them will die. Because they rely heavily for their survival on government posts.